Michael B. Jordan opens up about feeling lonely and shares what he's looking for in his next romance. I am convinced that this man has been traumatized. Let this be a lesson to every man out here. If she belongs in the streets, leave her where? In the streets. That's right. That's good coffee. If she belongs in the streets, leave her in the streets. Don't propose to her. I think he was publicly humiliated, embarrassed, and thought that he could turn a 304 into a housewife. And he's been scratching his head ever since. The topic of relationships, guys, is always interesting because you realize that Michael B. Jordan is struggling with the same thing you are. 304 galore. 304s everywhere. All they want to do is go to Pound Town. They don't want to stop. All they want to do is play and have fun until it's too late. He doesn't know who to trust anymore. That was a cup of coffee that he had to drink. Not to mention, because he's in the spotlight, a lot of women feel comfortable being honest about their lack of attraction for him. Like women who've said, you know, he has no edge to him. He's corny. I don't find him attractive. Like this commenter here who says, I personally don't find him attractive. Right there. One of the top comments. Another person who says, where do I submit my application? He must not suffer. So obviously there are chicks here who want to submit their application. Do you guys remember the video I did of the chick who claimed that she had an opportunity to date Michael B. Jordan while he was living in LA on his ascension to greatness? And she fumbled the bag, dropped the ball on what could have been a good relationship because she couldn't keep up with his expectations. He wanted her to have her hair done. He didn't want her wearing like bonnets and shit like that. Let me see if I can find it. It's crazy. It's crazy that Michael B. Jordan's dealing with the same thing you may be going through. Let's see. All right, so here's the video. I found it for you guys. Let's go.
And one thing about Mike that I am going to say, you have to be on your P's and Q's. He is very observant. He is big on appearance. And he wants his women to look a certain way. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I didn't care. Nigga, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to talk to you before you go back on set. I don't give a damn. I'm not taking this bonnet off. I'm not putting on no makeup. I'm not doing none of that. So
I'm not taking this bonnet off, putting on makeup. I probably said exactly what I'm saying right now because I couldn't believe, bro. I couldn't believe it. The same things you complain about in the comment section down below, Michael B. Jordan was dealing with. She doesn't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
That's where our issues started coming about because I'm like,
right.
Because his friends who are on set with him will like come on and they want to see who he's talking to and stuff. So now looking at it like, yes, girl, go put it on the face and brush your hair out so you can look, you know, your man's trying to show you off type of thing. But I wasn't thinking about it like that. So
wow, we
would get into conflict because he'd be like, why you still got the bonnet on, sis? Like, what are we doing? Why would you?
Guys, are you listening to this? Why do you still have the bonnet on? He was a Hollywood star even at that point. He was up and coming, but he was still on screen, dealing with the same thing. These issues transcend socioeconomic statuses when it comes to men who are looking for wives and such. And now, years later, here she is making a video about it, regretting how she carried herself.
You still do that. It just started to fizzle. We would fight often, but our fights were never disrespectful. And I really can't remember all of them, but it would be like, I would go out with my girls and he'd just be like, so you're not going to hit me all day? And he
going out on girls trips. Same shit, bro. The same shit. Can you blame the guy for working and focusing on his craft? Can you blame him? And I can imagine the older he gets, the more successful he gets, the harder it gets to determine whether a woman is really with him for him. Are you just with me now because I'm on my rise and incline? But back then you'd have called me corny. What's really going on here? Who can I trust? This is something that a lot of successful people have a tough time dealing with. And if you're lucky enough to find a woman who was down for you before you were on the up and up, then you can truly look at that woman and truly appreciate her. Just keep watching.
Look, he's very responsible. He's very respectful. His parents raised him amazingly well. So he would be like, Chanel, where are you at? Like, why are you still out? It's 2:00 in the morning. You need to go home. Like, who's with you? You know, stuff like that. And I'd be like,
same
you
shit.
Can't tell me what to do. It was my mouth. Okay?
Wow.
It was definitely my mouth.
It was my mouth. It was definitely my mouth. Wow is right. So let's go back to this post, man. It says Michael B. Jordan is opening up about feeling lonely while sharing what he wants for his next romantic relationship. While appearing on a podcast on Purpose with Jay Shetty, the 37-year-old actor shared a candid moment with listeners when he opened up about experiencing loneliness and feeling isolated due to his career. During the interview, he said, "There's a loneliness that I have. The responsibility that you have is isolating, and the weight is isolating. The worst part of that is," and it says, read more on the page. You guys can check it out. Because if you think that what he went through dealing with Lori Harvey didn't contribute to him being hesitant in today's dating market, it's obvious that this man is still affected with what happened with him and Lori Harvey. There's a bunch of people talking about Chloe in here. Somebody else says this is a very transparent thing to admit, regardless of gender. Another person here says that's a lot for a man to admit. More power to him. Another comment here says, I volunteer. She says, I volunteer. You guys may be sitting there and going, I don't get the problem, bro. All these chicks want him. But just imagine the red flag are the eager chicks. Even if they're fine as hell. But it's the eager chicks who are just like, me. Oh my gosh. Because you know they're only saying me because of who you are. But overall, wish him the best. Yeah, stay away from those. Yeah, man, stay away from those 304s. They will leave you traumatized.